Alright, today we're going to be doing an oil change on a 2016 Triumph Rocket 3 Roadster. Using the Castrol Power 1 10W50. That's the one recommended in the owner's manual, and we have the Fram oil filter, which is essentially the same as the one that they use on the Triumph brand. I've already removed the chrome cover. This just pulls off real easy. You've got a couple of clips on the inside. I'll show you those after. Underneath the bike, situated an oil pan, and if you look, wondering which bolts you got to take off here, you've got this one right here, which is right behind the oil filter. This is your oil pan drain bolt. A little further down on the engine there, you can see this is the front sump, and a little bit further back, you can see the rear sump. These just come out with an Allen hex key, or if you have an Allen bolt, not a Allen bolt, but an Allen socket. You just loosen them off, retighten them to 25 Newton meters, or about 18 foot-pounds of torque. And you should probably replace the washer here. This is the crush washer. So we'll go ahead and get that started. And so here we have the oil draining out of the front oil pan. I've removed a little bolt there in our washer. We'll let that drain out. We'll tighten that back up and we'll do the other front sump. Alright, so using that trusty little Allen wrench, this is the front sump bolt. As you can see, there's an O-ring about halfway up the stem there. There's a little bit of a O-ring. The washer underneath fits like this. We have the that's the rear sump that's now dripping. I've reinstalled the front, but my two sump bolts are out now, and I'm just going to let that drain for a while and get as much of that old oil out as I can. After which I'll remove the Triumph oil filter and replace it with the Fram. Now with the oil pan out of the way, I've drained them all out. I've got my 3 bolts reinstalled. Time to tackle the oil filter. Using a standard oil filter wrench, managed to remove the oil filter. We'll let that drain out for a little bit as well. Before we install the new oil filter, which as you can see is pretty much identical to the old oil filter. It's really the same thing, just this one is Fram and that one has Triumph written on it. Exactly the same. We'll apply a little lip of the new oil just along the rubber seal here. So we'll just dip our finger in that, put a little bit of oil on there, and screw it back on. Don't over tighten it. Usually just by hand is good enough. Sometimes you get to use oil techs that'll really rafe the damn thing on, and then you need to use a screwdriver and a whole pile of crap to just get the damn thing off. So don't over tighten it. It doesn't need it. Alright, there's our installed filter. We have our oil pan bolt, or drain bolt. We have our sump, front sump, and our rear sump. Everything's been all torqued down to 18 foot-pounds of torque, and this one here is about 10 foot-pounds of torque. Literally just using my hand here, as you can see. We don't want to go any tighter than that. And now we just add our oil and we're off to the races. Hope this video has helped.